The Unraveled Rainbow by Sarai Saya. 1. It's real. The sky was crystal clear over Ponyville to any pony else. Rainbow Dash hovered above her cloud house, scanning the blue expanse with narrowed eyes. Her wing beats were calm, but her heart wasn't. She saw it again. A small dark cloud hung over Sweet Apple Acres. It wasn't moving, it wasn't even natural. She would know, she ran the weather patrol after all. She darted toward it, cutting through the air like a feathered bullet. The closer she got, the more it shimmered. Not in the way sunlight dances off mist, but like something wrong flickering at the edges of her vision. She reached out. Her hoof went straight through it. Rainbow blinked. The cloud wobbled, then vanished like a popped bubble. Her stomach clenched. This wasn't the first time she'd seen one, but it was the first time it appeared somewhere important. What if it was going to cause a storm? What if it was a magic leak? What if she had missed one before and it messed something up? What if some pony got hurt? She zoomed back to her house, her wings moving faster than her thoughts. Inside, everything was spotless. Cloud furniture fluffed perfectly, photos aligned, trophy case gleaming. Still, she moved one of the pictures a few millimeters to the right, then back, then right again. Just in case, she muttered. She made a list on the wall with her hoof. Sweet Cloud Yard, again. Check weather patterns, again. Ask Twilight, maybe, no, what if she thinks I'm crazy? Find the next cloud. The storm in her mind rumbled softly. Twilight Sparkle looked up from her notes as Rainbow Dash swooped through the open window of the library like a living comet. She crashed into the reading couch, wings twitching, mane frazzled. Twilight blinked. You okay? Yeah, no, maybe. Rainbow sat up and tried to act casual, but her eyes were darting toward the corners of the room. She hovered a hoof near a stack of books on Twilight's desk. They weren't lined up, not quite. Twilight tilted her head. Rainbow? There's something weird going on, Dash said quickly. Like clouds, not real clouds. They're not right. I saw one over Sweet Apple Acres. It disappeared when I touched it. Twilight stood and trotted over, concerned but calm. Disappeared? How? Like, poof, gone, but only I saw it. Twilight gave her a gentle look, the kind she reserved for Spike when he had nightmares about lava, or for Fluttershy when she needed encouragement. You've been working a lot lately. Do you think you could just be tired? Rainbow flinched. It's real, Twilight. I know clouds. It's not just in my head. Twilight nodded slowly. Okay, then let's figure it out. She lit her horn and cast a scan over Rainbow. No dark magic, no enchantments, nothing abnormal, except... Her eyes softened. Rainbow's heart rate was slightly elevated. Her feathers were out of alignment. And there was a faint shimmer of magic sensitivity stress, something she'd only seen when ponies were overwhelmed mentally, not magically. You said they keep showing up? Twilight asked gently. Rainbow nodded. Mostly when things feel off, or messy, or wrong. If I don't fix things, they come back, or I can't stop thinking about them. Twilight stepped closer and touched her friend's hoof. Rainbow, have you ever heard of storm thoughts? Rainbow frowned. What? It's a metaphor. Some ponies, when they're anxious or scared or overwhelmed, feel like there's a storm in their mind. It clouds their thoughts, makes everything feel urgent or dangerous, even if nothing looks wrong. Rainbow pulled her hoof back. I'm not scared. I'm not weak. I didn't say you were, Twilight said calmly. You're one of the bravest ponies I know. That's why I want to help. It had started 2 weeks ago. Rainbow Dash had just finished a long shift clearing the skies over Ponyville. Summer storms were due in the afternoon, but Mare had asked her to hold them off an extra day for a festival. No biggie. Dash was fast enough for that. But as she glided above town hall, proud of her work, something caught her eye. A small, dark puff of cloud, no bigger than a balloon, just floating, unmoving, offbeat. She squinted. Did I miss one? She dove toward it. It didn't feel real. The closer she got, the more it shimmered, flickering like a mirage. She blinked, and it was gone. Weird, maybe just heat haze. She laughed it off. But then, that night, it showed up again, above Fluttershy's cottage. The next morning, over Sugarcube Corner. Every time she flew near, it vanished. The real kicker? No other Pegasus could see them. She even asked Derpy once. Right there, don't you see it? Derpy looked at her concerned. Nope. Dash had laughed, played it cool. Must be too fast for your eyes. But something in her chest had clenched. What if she was slipping? What if she wasn't on top of things like she used to be? She started doing extra weather sweeps, rechecking patrol charts, arriving early, leaving late, fixing things that weren't broken. The clouds kept coming. Sometimes they'd flicker near a crooked signpost, sometimes over a smudged window. Once, terrifyingly, above Scootaloo's schoolhouse. That one had nearly made her cry. I missed something, she whispered, staring at it from a rooftop. I missed something and it's going to ruin everything. And it wasn't just clouds anymore. It was a feeling, a weight on her chest, the need to fix things, to clean, to count, to check, or else something bad would happen, something terrible. She didn't know what, but it would be her fault. Two. Thundering Thoughts. Rainbow Dash didn't sleep that night. She tried. She flopped onto a cloud bed, rolled onto her side, then her stomach. She even fluffed the entire thing twice, front to back, just to make sure it was even. It wasn't the clouds this time. It was Twilight's words. Storm thoughts? You're one of the bravest ponies I know. That's why I want to help. She didn't want help. Not really. Not unless it meant finding a spell or tool to stop the clouds completely. She didn't want feelings or talking or, processing. That wasn't her style. She was Rainbow Dash, fastest flyer in Equestria, Wonderbolt, hero. She wasn't fragile. Still, her chest ached in the quiet, not from flying, not from injury, from something heavy and invisible, like the clouds. The next morning, she flew over Ponyville again just to check things. From above, everything looked normal. Ponies walking, shops opening, fillies laughing. But there it was, a flicker, a barely there cloud hovering above a crooked market stall banner. Her wings twitched. She dove, fast, her breath sharp. The banner flapped a little too far to the left. She tugged it straight, tied the rope tighter. Looked up. The cloud was gone. She hovered there, breathing heavily. A few ponies glanced at her, confused. Just doing my job, she muttered to Nopony. But she wasn't sure anymore if that was true. It was late. The kind of late where the only sounds left in Ponyville were the occasional owl or a distant breeze. Most lights were out, most ponies were asleep, but not Twilight Sparkle. She stood in the dim glow of her lantern, carefully levitating a stack of books back to their proper places. The library was silent, save for the soft rustle of pages and the gentle clink of book spines against wooden shelves. The door creaked open. Twilight paused, frowning slightly. Spike? She called softly, but it wasn't Spike. Rainbow Dash stood in the doorway, her mane slightly messy, eyes shadowed with exhaustion. She looked like she hadn't slept in a day, maybe 2. "Hey," she mumbled. Twilight's concern instantly rose. "Rainbow, are you okay?" "I couldn't sleep. I've been flying for hours." She stepped inside, hooves quiet against the wood. "I've been thinking about what you said." Twilight set her book down and walked over. "Okay, yeah, we can talk. Come, sit." Rainbow didn't sit. She paced. Her wings twitched like they wanted to fly but didn't have the energy. "I'm not saying you're right, but something's wrong. I keep seeing them, the clouds, more now, even when I know things are fine." Twilight kept her voice gentle. "That sounds like it might be something like..." "Ugh! Mom, stop it! That's not it!" Rainbow barked louder than she meant to. The silence afterward was deafening. Even the air seemed to pause. Twilight blinked. "Mom?" Rainbow's whole body tensed. Her face went pale. "I didn't mean that. I didn't..." Twilight softened. "Dash? Is that what it feels like? That I'm trying to fix you like a worried mum? Or that some pony's always hovering over you, expecting too much?" Rainbow looked away, jaw tight. "I'm the one who's supposed to have it together. I'm the fastest, the bravest. I'm the one they count on." "No pony can carry everything alone." Rainbow's voice cracked. "It started after that storm 2 months ago. I missed a wind current. It tipped a train cart. Foals were inside. No pony got hurt, but it could have been worse. And I kept thinking, if I miss something again..." Twilight stepped forward carefully. "You're trying to protect every pony, but who's protecting you?" Twilight blinked fast. "I don't know." A beat. Twilight offered her hoof. "Let me help." Rainbow shook her head. "Not yet." But this time she didn't pull away. Twilight's journaling. The sun had dipped behind the hills, casting long shadows across the library floor. A soft lavender glow filled the room as Twilight Sparkle sat at her desk, quill in hoof, writing in her personal journal. A steaming cup of tea sat untouched beside her. Entry number 438 Rainbow Dash. She left only a few minutes ago. No crashing this time, no fast talking or joking, just quiet, like the air after a storm. She cried tonight. Not a single tear, not a hibernating pet goodbye kind of cry, a real one, shaking shoulders, voice breaking, a storm that finally had nowhere else to go. I haven't seen her like that in years, maybe never. And the worst part? I should have known. I should have seen it sooner. She's always so bold, loud, fearless, headstrong, but I forgot that even the strongest walls can crack from the inside. The thing is, I get it, I really do. I bottle things up too. The difference is, my emotions spill out through panic attacks and over-planning. Hers, they hide behind speed and bravado. I wear my fear on my sleeve. She hides hers behind her wings. And now, I have to do something about it. Twilight paused, setting the quill down gently. She turned to look at the library door, just as it creaked open. One by one, her friends stepped inside. Applejack first, brushing off dust from the road. Fluttershy followed with a soft expression. Rarity entered with a serious look for once, eyes narrowed in concern. And Pinkie Pie, unusually quiet, brought up the rear. Twilight stood to greet them. "Thanks for coming," she said, her voice steady. "'Course, Sugar Cube," Applejack said, removing her hat. "What's going on? You said it was important." Twilight looked at each of them, the pony she trusted most. "It is." She took a breath. "One of our most headstrong friends is in trouble." Applejack blinked. I'm fine. What are you talking about? A weak smile tugged at Twilight's lips. Not you. She paused. Rainbow Dash. The room fell still. Surprise bloomed across their faces. Fluttershy's gasp. Rarity's lifted brow. Pinky's sudden intake of breath. And then silence. Just before the storm of love, support and planning could begin. Four. Quietly Love. The days rolled by in soft waves. Rainbow Dash didn't announce anything. She didn't change her routine, but the world around her, it shifted, not in loud ways, in gentle winds. They walked side by side along the orchard's fence just after sunset. Rainbow Dash had dropped by unannounced, no reason really. Applejack noticed the tension in her wings, the way her eyes kept scanning the ground, but she didn't pry. You ever get tired of being reliable? Rainbow asked suddenly. Applejack raised a brow. You mean like every pony expecting you to have it together all the time? Rainbow hesitated, then nodded. Yeah, Applejack said simply, handing her a second apple from her saddlebag. But I try to remember I ain't a machine, I'm a pony, made of muscle, dirt and mistakes. Rainbow smirked. That's a gross combo. Applejack grinned. Maybe, but it's honest. They didn't say much after that, they just walked. Rainbow stayed longer than she meant to. Rarity had invited her for lunch. Indoors, no fanfare, she served dainty sandwiches with carefully brewed tea and absolutely zero judgment when Rainbow moved the cups, then the saucers, then the napkins. I've been meaning to ask, Rarity said gently. Do you find symmetry soothing? Rainbow blinked. I guess. I do too, Rarity admitted. Not because I need it, but because it helps quiet the noise. Rainbow paused mid-napkin adjust. You get noise? Rarity met her eyes. Oh, darling, style is just a way to tame the chaos in my head. Rainbow didn't say anything for a long while. She only said thank you at the end, and Rarity didn't comment when she folded her napkin perfectly before leaving. Rainbow opened her door at sunset to find Pinkie Pie standing there. No balloons, no party cannon, just a big blanket, a small box of cinnamon cupcakes, and eyes that were quieter than usual. I thought maybe we could just sit? Pinkie asked. Rainbow didn't trust her voice, so she just nodded. They lay on the blanket, watching the stars appear in awe of the hues of violet, magenta and jasper, all mixing with the dark teal sky. Rainbow shifted the cupcakes until they were lined up smallest to largest. Pinkie said nothing. She just smiled softly. I used to think quiet meant something was wrong, Pinkie finally said, but sometimes it means you're healing. Rainbow whispered. Sometimes it means you're breaking. Pinkie reached out and placed a hoop over Rainbow's. Either way, I'm here. Fluttershy asked for help reorganizing the clouds above her animal sanctuary. Rainbow didn't think twice. She cleared them in record time, zipping through the sky like it was second nature. When she landed, Fluttershy walked over and rested her head gently on Rainbow's shoulder. Thank you. Rainbow blinked. It was nothing. You could have asked any pony. I didn't want any pony. I wanted you. Rainbow swallowed hard. Fluttershy stepped back and looked at her gently. You don't have to earn our love, Rainbow. You already have it. Rainbow found a journal on her doorstep. No notes, no explanation, just a slim indigo book with a star-shaped sticker and a few words in Twilight's neat writing. You don't have to hold the sky alone. She didn't cry, not yet, but she held that book for a long, long time. Each act, small, barely visible, but Rainbow felt them like weight being lifted from her wings. No pony said, "I'm worried about you." No pony asked, "Are you okay?" They simply loved her, without noise, without pressure, without her having to fall apart to earn it. Six. My sisters. The moonlight filtered softly through the window of Rainbow's cloud home, casting pale blue shadows across her walls. She lay curled in bed, Tank resting on her chest, his little eyes watching her with the same calm stillness he always had. His slow, even breaths were like anchors, keeping her grounded while her thoughts floated far away. She hadn't said much all day. She didn't need to. She had felt everything. Every wordless act of care, every softened look, every space held without condition. She stroked the smooth edge of Tank's shell, letting the silence stretch, letting herself feel instead of outrun it. "They didn't ask me to explain anything," she murmured. "Not once." Tank blinked up at her, unmoving. "They just helped. Quietly, softly. I didn't even know ponies could do that." She swallowed, her voice trembled. "I wish Mum could have loved me this subtly." Tank shifted just enough to press his head against her cheek. Rainbow smiled faintly, then chuckled, brokenly. "But subtle wasn't her thing, not our thing. She loved me loud, real loud. Screamed when I won a flight race, screamed when I left dishes in the sink, screamed when I told her I wanted to join the Wonderbots." Her eyes glistened. "She was proud, you know, but it always came out like pressure, like if I wasn't the best, I wasn't anything." She touched the tip of her hoop to Tank's nose. "I wish I could have just whispered things to her, told her I felt alone sometimes, that I didn't want to always be the strong one. But she would have yelled, not out of anger, just loud love, loud worry, loud everything." Her gaze shifted upward toward a framed photo resting on a cloud shelf. The 6 of them, together. Every smile genuine, every pony holding each other just close enough. "But not my sisters," Rainbow whispered, her voice cracking. She sat up a little, holding Tank tighter, her breath hitched, her chest rose. "My sisters," she sobbed, the word breaking her in half. "My sisters." Tears rolled down her cheeks, freely now. No resistance, no armour. She buried her face into Tank's shell, her wings folding around him like a hug. His small, steady presence reminded her. She was still here. She was safe. Minutes passed. Eventually, her tears softened into stillness. Tank's head nuzzled against her chin again, and her hooves slowly relaxed. Rainbow Dash lay back down, eyes wet, heart full. And as the clouds in her mind cleared, for real this time, she let herself sleep. Not because she was tired, but because, for once, she felt held. A smile bloomed on her face as the storm faded into quiet wind, and the world, at last, went still. Author's note. Thank you so much for reading this. If you're struggling right now, I want you to remember, you are important, you are loved, you are heard. I know what it feels like to be alone. I was for a long time, but you don't have to stay in that silence. Reach out, even if it's just a little. It doesn't have to be in person. There are forums, hotlines, online spaces filled with people who get it. People who just need to hear, like you do, that they matter. Take things one day at a time. You've made it this far. You're still here. That means something. Sarai.
I used to fly like the wind on fire. Every sky was mine to wire. But now I drift where storms begin. Too tired to lose, too proud to win. Ponies cheer when I soar through town, but never see me crashing down. I smile sharp, I laugh loud, but it's just thunder in a cloud. I told myself just push on through, but my own colors feel untrue. I'm the rainbow breaking in the rain, trying to hide all of the pain. Don't want them to see me cry, so I act like I can touch the sky. But I'm not brave, not all the time. Sometimes I'm just trying to climb. The wind's too strong, my wings too slow. I'm the unraveled rainbow. Unraveled rainbow. I thought they'd turn if they ever knew the cracks beneath the shades of blue, but they just sat and stayed so still. They said we'll wait, we always will. Applejack just held my side. Twilight didn't have to guide. Pinkie Pie was quiet too, and that's when I finally knew. You don't have to fly alone. You don't have to fight unknown. Even when the storm won't pass, they're the net that holds me fast. I'm the rainbow breaking in the rain, but I'm not broken, just in pain. I let the mask fall from my face. They caught me with a soft embrace. I'm not weak for letting go. I'm just more than what they show. Now I rise, not just for show. I'm still a rainbow, just letting go. Just letting them know. Yeah, even rainbows fray, but we still find a way.
It's the Mystery Pony Fiction channel. Also available as a podcast on Spotify. And Izzy Moonbow is best pony, by the way. Fiction. Bro, hoof, comment, subscribe.